Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I don't have an intro for this video, but from the title you know that this is going to be a wear test using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Soft Matte Hydra Makeup. And if you need to know my shade, I am 3N1 Ivory Beige in this foundation. And if you want some other shade references and other foundations, for the Marc Jacobs Shameless, I am in between medium R300 and Y320. And then my other go-to foundation is the NYX Total Control Drops in medium olive. So yeah, those are my three most worn foundations. But for this video, I'm going to be doing a 9.5, 10-hour wear test and showing you guys what it looks like at the end of the night. I did end up doing 2 touch-ups, so you'll see that in this video as well. But I think at the end of the night, it looked pretty darn good for being on there for 10 hours. So basically, I am going to be doing my normal foundation routine. I'm just going to be doing it in very light layers. So you guys know I always do my contour and highlight underneath my foundation, and a few of you have asked why I do that. Well, I don't want to use a lot of foundation. I used to really like full coverage, but then I realized I don't really need it. So, I mean, no one needs full coverage, but I just don't like that look anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. So when I do my highlight and contour underneath my foundation, I end up using less foundation, which means it has less coverage and less likelihood of turning me into a cake face. So that's why I do it like this. And all of the products that I'm using will be listed down below in the description box, because honestly, right now I'm doing this voiceover, I don't remember what I used. It will be listed down below in the description box. So now I'm applying the foundation. Once again, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. And I've talked about this foundation in a past video. I do not like the original Double Wear. I think it dries me out way too much. This one is more on the matte side too, even though it says it's Hydra Matte. It's definitely a matte foundation, but not to the extreme that the original is. So if you do have dry skin like I do, I highly suggest you use a moisturizing primer. I use the Too Faced Major Hangover Primer, and then I used my Tatcha Silk Canvas around my textured areas. So what I really did here was just apply thin layers of everything and really use my damp sponge to bounce it into my skin. And I took special care in blending everything because I wanted this to look natural, quote unquote. I didn't want to look like I was wearing a lot of makeup, but I wanted to look more perfected than I would without makeup. Anyway, yeah, so I am going to shut up now, let you watch this. It's, like I said, it's pretty much my foundation routine that I've done in several different videos, just in really light layers. One quick note, this eyeliner I'm using is from House Laboratories. It's in the shade Whiskey. Best eyeliner on the planet. I don't know if you guys remember, I was talking about that Epic Ink Liner from NYX. Complete trash. This, on the other hand, it's so pigmented, it glides so nice and gives you such a nice wing. Like, I think I'm going to buy the black one, and if they come out with more shades, which I hope they do, I'm going to buy all those too, because this is a bomb eyeliner. It's $20, yes, but it's worth every penny. You can find it on Amazon.
Okay, so this is the final look. And the time is, let me put the time up here. The time is 12:03. So the goal is to have this makeup on all day. I plan on, well, I'm going to therapy first, and then I have some errands to run. I'm going to do some housework, and then I plan on going out and having dinner with my girls, and then going to bed. So by that time, I'm thinking it's going to be 9:30, so I'm going to try to have this makeup on for 9 hours. Now, usually if I was at work, I wouldn't be doing any touch-ups. So I am going to attempt not to do any touch-ups. And if I do, I'm going to make sure I remember what time I did the touch-ups and what product I used, because I do carry like a little blotting powder in my purse when I go out, just in case. But I did use my tried and true Double Wear, and this stuff is amazing. I use the Too Faced Major Hangover though. I don't really use, let me see where it's at. I don't really use this too much because usually my skin is super hydrated, but I had a long ass day yesterday and I just woke up and I didn't feel like my skin was like 100%, but it looks really good. I mean, I do have a little bit of texture right here around my chin. But besides that, I love how my skin looks. And it's on the satin side. It's not too dewy. It's not too matte. So we'll see how well this holds up as a primer, because this is the only primer I used. I did use my silk canvas around my chin, but that's just to smooth out that texture I have there. But this is the only other primer that I used around my face. Anyway, yeah, so check in 12:03, and I'll see you guys at the end of the night. All right, so this is natural light. I'm just using the light from my window, but let me turn on my ring light. There we go. All right, and I'm going to zoom you in so you can see the skin. So the only part of my face that is really getting oily is my nose, but I'm not going to blot it because if I was at work, I couldn't blot. So let me show you the time right now. So it's 2:44. So I've had this makeup on for almost 3 hours, and this is what it's looking like. So I'll be back around 5 or 6 to show you what it looks like then. And then, of course, finish up the video around 9-ish. You know, depending how long my dinner takes. But so far, I think it still looks pretty good. It doesn't look too done up because that's not what I was going for. I wasn't going for glam. I was just going for looking a little bit more perfected. Now, my under eyes, that it is what it is. I have not been able to find a concealer, and I'm pretty sure they don't exist, that doesn't crease in my little lines. Because, I mean, concealers say they're creaseless, but what you're doing is putting a liquid on top of texture. So it's inevitable that it's going to fall into your creases. So as long as they're not looking crepey, which I don't think they are, they still look nice and soft, then I'm good. Now, if they start looking dry, then I might have an issue, but I think they look pretty good for right now. And I have overall dry skin except for my nose. Even here and here are dry. So it's literally just my schnoz right here that gets oily, as you can see. All right, so I'll see you guys in another couple of hours. Okay, so it is 4:47, so about 2 hours later, and my nose is extremely shiny, but nothing else is. And my mascara was dropping. It was flaking a little bit, but this is not the mascara that I usually use. You know, I usually use my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer, and then my Maybelline Luscious Falsies. I don't remember. I'll leave it up here on the screen what I use. I can't remember right now, but that's not what I'm using today. I'm using the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara and my Essence Lash Princess. That is not my go-to, but I don't have my usuals because I ran out and I haven't repurchased, but I have so many mascaras, so I'm like, let me just use them up. But yeah, my mascara was flaking on my skin, but I just used this little brush and, you know, dusted it away. So the only places, or the only place on my face that is extremely oily is my nose. And since I do need this makeup to last to dinner, because I am going out to dinner tonight, and I don't want to have to redo my face, I am going to apply some powder. Now, if I was at work, I wouldn't have any powder to apply, so it would just have to be shiny. I'd probably use like some toilet paper and like pull it apart and just blot my nose. But what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder on my little brush and then just wipe it off on the back of my hand like that so I don't have a lot of product. And then just blot my nose with that. Like I said, no other place on my face is shiny right now except my nose area, and nothing is breaking down. Now, I was laying down, so a little bit of my coverage has gone from my chin. That's why you can kind of see that little blemish right there. But as far as shininess goes, it's just on my nose. So I am going to bring it up a little bit right here. And I'm applying a very, very light layer. Do you guys like my brows today? I think my brows look so good. I think they look so good today. I wish I had this shape microbladed on my face. I think it's so pretty. All right, and I am just going to put a little bit of powder around my mouth area because I was eating. So, foundation is creasing a little bit in my nose area, but you can't really see it unless I do that, and I'm not going to be walking around going. So, all right, I'm probably going to do one more check-in before I go out to dinner, and then after dinner I'll come back and show you what my makeup looks like. I might, you know, reapply some blush because you can't really see my blush anymore, so I'm probably going to reapply that, maybe a little bit of bronzer before I go out. But this is what my skin is looking like now, and it's been about like going on 5 hours.
So it's at this time that I did my major touch-up. This was right before I was going out to dinner. And I reapplied my lip liner, I reapplied my lipstick because my lip contour was looking hella clockable. I did have some creasing right below my lower lip, if you can see that little line before my chin starts. I have a really full bottom lip, so it kind of like, I always have a crease there, but in this instance the foundation was kind of caking in that area, so I was just trying to pat it out. So after I reapplied my lipstick and my lip liner, I went in with a very light dusting of my Cover FX setting powder, and I applied that using a Real Techniques blush brush. And then I re-upped on my blush, which is from Milani. And like I said, everything that I used to do this face will be listed down below in the description box. So I re-upped on my blush, and then I re-upped on my bronzer. Basically, I just re-upped on all my powder products because over the course of the day they had faded away. So I'm just basically intensifying my cheekbones, mattifying my face with that Cover FX powder, and of course I'm going to re-highlight my nose with a little bit of that Catrice setting powder that I use to set my nose. And like I said, I think my makeup looks really, really good. Now, as far as how it felt oily, especially around my nose area. Like, I was ready to take my makeup off at this point, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing a wear test. I want to show them that I can get this to last and the things that I did to make it last. So it was for the tube, man. I did it for the tube. But I don't think the average person is walking around with makeup for 10 plus hours. I know I'm not. So anyway, yeah, that's the major touch-up that I did. And then, of course, setting spray. Cannot forget the OG Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. It's a must-have.
Okay, guys, here with a final check-in. I just got back from dinner. It is 9:51. So I've had this makeup on for going on 10 hours, doing one small touch-up and then a major touch-up that you guys saw me do at around 6. So, let's just get into it. Yeah, I wear my bonnet out in public underneath my hat when I don't feel like putting on a wig. Call me ratchet, but I think, you know, lazy girl's gotta do what she's gotta do. So I don't always want to put a wig on. I am so ready to take this makeup off. I can feel my oils, especially around my nose. Like, I'm ready to take this makeup off. But let's do a zoom in. Make sure the lights turn down so you can see everything. All right, immediately off the bat, I notice my under eyes. Of course, they're creasing because I have under eye lines. You can't avoid that. However, I do think they're to a minimum. I mean, I don't look, let me get my small handheld mirror. I don't think I look super, super dry underneath my eyes. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I look super, super dry underneath my eyes. My dark circles have started to shine through, but I also am not wearing like a super full coverage concealer. But I think they look okay. I mean, I think they look passable. Like if I had to like spruce this up, like when I went out to dinner, if I wanted to add an eye look, I can always just add a heavy under eye shadow and kind of cover those up. So I think considering it's a minimal amount of makeup, I think they look pretty good. The coverage has come off around my chin, which is usually where it comes off the most for me. I was, you know, laying down today. I didn't take a nap because, you know, I didn't want the makeup all over my pillows and stuff like that. But my neck has been rubbing up against things. My forehead looks really, really good. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of the dryness right here on my on the sides of my forehead. So, I mean, it looks, I mean, like really up close it looks bad, but when like you're far away, it doesn't look too bad. I think a refreshing spray could fix that. You can kind of see my pores coming through on my cheek area, especially on my nose, which is very shiny. You guys know this is where I get the most oily. My lip contour is definitely looking very fake. But my eyebrows still look good. I mean, they are breaking down a little bit. You can kind of see some sparse areas where the pencil has kind of dulled down. So they look a little fake in some areas. This one looks really good, but this one definitely looks like it could get touched up. But overall, I think this looks pretty good. Let me zoom you back out. I mean, for close to 10 hours of wear with one small touch-up and then a major touch-up right before I left, I think I look hella good. So I might actually be trying to wear this, you know, on my days to work, possibly. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, let's just be real with you. Probably not. But if you wanted to wear this on your days to work, because like I've told you in the past, I do not work an office job. But if you happen to work a very low impact 9-to-5er, you know, kind of thing, you might want to do this. You might really be down to try these products, apply them in thin layers, and, you know, get longevity like this. Like I said, I mean, it looks worn. Obviously, it looks worn. It's 10 hours old. But I think it looks really good. I mean, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Of course, I'll leave all of the products that I use down below in the description box as well. But yeah, I think this was a successful wear test. Like, of course, like I said, let me know your opinion. But if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and press the subscribe button down below in the description box so you don't miss any more content from me. And make sure you check out these videos right here, because it helps your girl out. Make sure to share this video because sharing is caring, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!